Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Cop Talk. It's Thursday, it's 10 o'clock, well, slightly after 10, but yeah, we're back, we're here. Yeah, it's only two of us at the moment, but don't worry, the others will be here at some point, running on their own time. Big shouts go out, Stoney, my brother. How are we doing, man?
Yeah, I'm nice, man. It's a
How-
strange thing. I
How's the
promised
week
myself,
so far?
not too bad. I promised myself I wasn't going to speak about the weather, but it has been a little bit fresh.
You,
So
bro, you look like you're well wrapped up.
I'm telling you, boy, it
Yeah,
is fresh.
nah,
But
it
yeah, no,
is.
I'm good. It's
It
been
is.
a good week. No Premier League football, so I suppose we've just had to be content with the international football. But it is what it is, so I'm good.
Yeah, it's terrible, man. I tell you. No Premiership football. It's just terrible, man. Saturday nights, I'm just match of the day. I'm just like, oh, come on, man. This is not good. I have to go back and watch reruns or something. You know what I mean? Seriously, it's
But
no good.
do you know, in fairness, though, I suppose if we are going to watch any reruns, it's a good rerun. The last game is a good rerun to watch. So
It's a
that's
great
nice.
rerun, mate, to watch. Great rerun. Big shouts goes out to Mr. Solo of the Man United Agenda. Nice one, bro. You're doing it. I hear congratulations are in order as well. I hear he's passed out. Well done, mate. That's big steps for you, man, and on and upwards with the career, my brother. Well done.
Good.
Big shouts goes out to Mr. CW. Yep, the main man, Lee and Stoney. You know how we do, bro.
Mm.
International football is just like this country. It's terrible. Yeah,
Yeah,
you've got that right. It's just like
it's
this, the
weird.
weather in this country. That's right. You're damn right. Big shouts goes out, Mr. Fitzwarren Brighton. Nice to have you on board, sir. Greetings to you as well. Well, I think what we will start off with is we're talking about. Oh, here's my bro, man. Big shouts goes out to my bro, Mr. Trim Trim. Nice to have you on board, my brother. I think we will definitely be speaking about these international games. And as usual, the one thing that I know us Liverpool fans dread,
Mm.
Harvey Elliott,
Yeah.
fractured foot out till the end of October. I suppose
Not
there's
good.
two ways we can look at it. One, we're always like, yeah, injuries, blah, blah, blah. But in all fairness, so far, he has not played and we've been
Mm.
doing just fine. But on the other hand, we have to look at it that we're going to have a batch of games coming up where we're going to need the squad. So,
Mm.
Stone, is he
Yeah.
going to be missed or are we going to be all right?
I think it's going to be a frustrating period of time for Harvey Elliott. We've got a new manager coming in, and he would probably be in the same position as everybody else, wanting to try and impress the manager and the coaching staff, looking to get some minutes underneath his belt. Also showing the manager that he is probably versatile. With the new formation we play in, Harvey probably would have been looking to have an opportunity to actually stake his claim um, on Mo's side. I mean, I know we got Kaiser there as well at the moment, but with him having the injury, does that push him down the pecking order? You were saying about the period of time that he's going to be out. Hopefully, he's not going to be any longer. But yeah, you're right. We've got a lot of games coming up as well. And I know we had spoken on the last game about players trying to have the opportunity. They're not. I know I shouldn't say this, but not the games that's going to cause us any problems. So I think these would have been the opportunities where he would have played. We got Forest, we got Bournemouth, West Ham, Wolves, Crystal Palace. I'm not saying that they're walkovers, but those would have been opportunities where Slot was going to start looking at some of our other players. Then I think it would have been the opportunity for Harvey to have actually played. So yeah, I think it's going to be a loss. Definitely, I think it's going to be a loss.
Okay. Gonna say good evening to Mark Foster as well. Nice one, my friend. And Jim saying there, year of the squad. Remember, I said.
Yeah. So what I think it was about, we had mentioned a couple of weeks ago about whether we were happy with our current squad, and if we were, because we only, in theory, we only really made the two signings in the transfer window. I know our goalie's gone back on loan out Valencia, but I think it was if we do have any injuries and we haven't purchased any players, do we think it's going to have an impact? I still believe that our squad is strong enough. And I still believe, this is just my opinion, that Slot, everybody else has done the right thing. I mean, he's going to be looking at the squad, making an assessment whether we're strong enough, whether we've got enough adaptability. And I still believe that we have, but we'll watch this space.
Okay. Welcome on board, Doctor. You all right?
I'm well, gents. How are we, man? How are we?
We're good, man. We're good. We're just talking about internationals, and we know the one thing that us Liverpool fans hate, and it's always those injuries. And we're just talking about Harvey Elliott. We're saying, is he going to be missed, or are we going to be all right? With the fact that we've been playing well and winning games without him, but on the other hand, we have got a batch of games coming up, and the squad should be needed. So, how do you feel about it?
Yeah. So, gosh, I think first off, it seems like Slot's got a plan in it. So, like, what? So, for the first few weeks of this season, I'm sure between him, Hughes, his fitness team, they probably looked at the season and he probably thought to himself, okay, cool. This is how I want to start. When the fixtures start being 2 games a week, this is now what I'm going to do. So, I think in many ways, it's almost like the first 3 games of the season might not be an indication of what's about to come, because he might have just been prioritizing, let me just embed some of my tactical setups, formations, patterns of play, and let me just embed that with what I consider to be the first 12 to 13 players. And then once that's now embedded, now I'm going to start to rotate, because we're going to have a game every 3 days for the next 2 months? Is it 3 months? Right? So for me, he's going to have to use the squad. And maybe he was thinking of doing it from, say, the first team might only, say, play 70 minutes of the game rather than the full game, and then he's going to change around the team. So who knows? But I definitely think Harvey Elliott would have been used. And I just think clearly for me, so Bosley should be the starting number 10. But I just think in terms of what Harvey did in pre-season, the types of the way he plays the ball, you could definitely see Slot would have liked him. For me, definitely, especially the way, he's through balls, he releases Mo. Like, Harvey probably got one of the best 1 and 2 touch games in our team, to be fair. So for me, like, it just made sense he would use him. What I do potentially think is, so Bosley obviously Bosley for me is just better going forward than Elliott, but I do think Bosley's athleticism is a bit of a cheat code in terms of our pressing and covering spaces. So maybe as Gravenberch's adapting to the midfield and we're trying to just be a bit tighter in defence, so Bosley's off the ball work kind of got him the nod as well. So I guess in answer to the question, I think Harvey's going to be missed. And we'll have to find a way. Maybe Gakpo gets those minutes as well, because obviously he's played as a withdrawn player before, so maybe he gets those minutes. So it'll be interesting to see, but definitely, like, Bosley can't play every game, and obviously there's Curtis as well. But it kind of feels like what Elliott was offering, Slot liked. Quick transitions, man and moving, 1 and 2 touch. Let's keep it. So we'll see. I think it's a blow.
See. Okay, so CW says games coming. Now Slot's first test in rotating his squad. And Mark Foster goes on to say, I think if Jota gets injured, that's the worry for me, because I want to believe in Nunez, but he's hit and miss.
He's hit and miss. He hits and he misses. That's what happens.
Can only hope he kept his Uruguay boots nice and safe. Yeah, he seems to do it very well for Uruguay, but yeah, not so well for us. And that's a good point for real. If Jota is injured, then, but then, like we said, you know what I mean, Gakpo can step in there as well.
This is it. Like, I think there's this automatic assumption that if Jota doesn't play, then it's going to be Nunez. Whereas I'm not saying that that's not going to be the case in most games, but I don't automatically think that Nunez might be the backup unless he's performing, because I don't know. Like, I'm looking at, and okay, look, it's only been 3 games into the season, so we can only take so much into it. But in those 3 games of the season, it almost feels like Jota has been very much almost, okay, he hasn't been playing false 9, so to speak, but his role's been to facilitate the wide players and to facilitate Dom. Like, how many shots a game is Jota having? Is he having 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shots a game? Are we creating opportunities for him where he's running on behind and the rest of it? So for me, very much, he's been facilitating the other players through like the movement and his link-up play. So I guess what I'm saying is I don't know to what extent Slot wants a number 9 who just wants to be taking 5, 6, 7 shots on goal from random angles and just getting the crowd going. So yeah, I think Darwin's going to have to refine himself, bro. He's going to have to just, boy, I don't know, but he's going to have to do something different, because that whole like wild man antics and the crowd and shooting from 35 yards, Slot's not on that. So we'll see, man. I think Cody gets some minutes.
Good evening, the mouth on a stick. How we doing, sir?
Evening. Can you hear me loud and clear? 1, 2, 3.
Definitely, most definitely.
Good evening, gentlemen, and good evening to everyone out there.
That's as far as you got. Only to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 comes after that. You do know that, yeah? Sorry, bro. Sorry.
Man's a start. He started. Hey, chaps, have I done anything to him? I don't know what I've done. I'll tell you what. I'll turn off. I'll come back. I'll go out and I'll come back in again.
Right. I think it's better you put back on the ironing board.
Oh yeah, shocking. Look at that.
Damn, bro.
Huh?
Damn.
Listen, man, I've been doing my chores, bruv. You know what I mean? You got to make sure that everything's crisp.
All right. So, welcome on board, Des B. He says that Harvey needs to decide if he's an inside forward or centre mid. It's a bit hard for Harvey to decide. It depends on where the manager wants to play. I think
Harvey's a number 10.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think Slot will play him as a number 10. I just think the reality is Szoboszlai's better than him.
Nuri making an appearance in the cup game now with Elliott injury as well. Might be a chance for the young boy.
It looks good.
Little game. Loves the entrances from Doctor and Preds. Doctor looked like he rushed home, and Preds nice and calm. Love it. Yeah, he's never frustrated. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter, mate. Could be 5-12. It's just about to finish.
I don't like being late, Chris. That's what it is.
Surprised he's not eating rice and peas.
Well, listen, you know me. I've got Jamaican heritage, innit? Soon come.
Yeah, soon come. Yeah, take it to the extremes. Okay, all right. So, Diaz, Mac 10, Gakpo, Endo all scored in the internationals. Trent 2 man of the match performances. Gravenberch,
oh really?
Yeah, assist and played well against Germany. So they're all in good form, man. The team's looking in good form, peoples. Hey?
No, it looks all right. To be fair, I've completely shut off from the internationals. So to hear to hear what you've just said about the players on the international duty fills me with great amount of delight.
Yeah. Same here, but I just want them to do it for my team. I just want them to do it for my team.
Sorry, Artie, before you move on, how many of those players played 90 minutes?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. Okay.
No, because to be honest, over that international break, the only actual game that I actually watched, and some of it was yesterday's game. Sorry, I would call it game Tuesday, England, Finland. That's the only game out of all of them that I've watched.
Okay, I've not watched none of them, to be fair.
And I just saw a few bits of highlights of what they were posting about Gravenberch. And oh my gosh, did you see his techers for that through ball? Like Trent.
Mad.
Oh my days.
Mad. So I actually watched that game still.
It's like having a whole new player.
Yeah, like I watched that game.
Yeah.
Because obviously like he did well in the first game. So I just wanted to watch it again. Obviously it's Germany as well. So it's always that tension. And yeah, if I wanted to gas him up, I'd say he's probably the best player on the pitch. And
this is what I'm hearing.
and there's world-class talent on the pitch in terms of Musiala and Wirtz from Germany. We know how good they are. But Gravenberch, well, I don't know. Like, I find myself getting carried away and smiling, but it almost feels like it's Vieira with like Modric's techers, bruv. Like, it just feels a bit crazy what he's doing right now.
Yeah, the techers was sick, man. You need to see it. Yeah, check it out. The pass that he made, bro, from deep in his own half as well. Crackers. Techers is high.
Is that against Finland? Was it?
No, Germany.
He says Chiesa could play in that 10 with Diaz, Salah each side, and Jota sat in front. With Chiesa legs, we could outpace most teams with the four of them on the pitch together. Okay.
He's got a work rate for it.
Konate got some slack in France. He will need some cop love this weekend. Oh.
Yeah, it'll be all right. It'll be fine. I mean,
it was right. It was Buddy Saliba getting exposed again, but for some reason, yeah, it was Konate that was then dropped.
Yeah, the French press are probably worse than the English press, or on par. With the French, the Dutch press, they're ruthless. You think the British are ruthless? Because VV got grief last couple of weeks ago, didn't he, by the Dutch media?
Yeah. Talking about VVD, they showed a clip as well that's been going around of him going down the tunnel with all the players and him greeting all his Dutch players and then walking straight past Xerxes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Goes to the next one. He's showing everybody being loved. You know what I mean? Yo, gets to Xerxes and just turns and walks by, and then the next man he's like, yeah.
Bad man.
No, Xerxes, boy.
He must have done something. He must have done something or said something last week in the Man United game.
Good.
Yeah, or said something. You know what I mean? Or maybe he told him, look, you should try and come to us. Don't go to that dead team, man. You know what I mean? He didn't listen.
It is what it is, isn't it? What are you going to do?
Exactly.
Well, who don't hear must feel, innit? Well, Foster's saying that most of them played all the games. That's the answer to your question, Pregs.
Yeah, I think Kwanzaa managed to play in the under-21s as well, which is good. I'm glad he's still getting game time as well. So once again, that's just a positive for us.
Trim is saying that once the Dutch scored, they both celebrated together.
There you go. That's perfect.
No one chose that part. Okay. Well, like I said,
Yeah,
so I didn't see it. So
yeah, you know what it's like at football, innit? You score a goal, yeah, and then next thing you know, normal service resumes.
Yeah, you know that. Yeah. Okay. So next thing we're going to talk about is Trent apparently wanting wages on par with the highest earner at the club at his tender age. So someone said the other day, it's not about age, it's about your talent and your performances. How do we feel about that? Should he be on the same kind of money like Salah? Or is there still time for him to go up there in stages?
Is the club in a position to actually go up in stages? Trent's 25 now, yeah? Mm-hmm. This next contract that I'd be looking at, he's not going to be on Ivan Toney numbers. But I suppose for him, he's probably looking at a player who is showing his versatility at fullback and also him playing more centrally in midfield. I think I said it on the shows quite a few times. Those little conversations you see him having online with Trent, he ain't going to be at Liverpool. I do not see this package or this next deal happening with him at Liverpool. He's going to go to Madrid with Jude Bellingham. So we'll just have to watch this space. If he goes, we're still going to get money for it. That's how I feel anyway.
All right, Doctor, how do you feel? Do you feel that he should be getting their wages?
I was just trying to see who's the highest paid defenders in the world. So you basically got Koulibaly, Laporte, Alaba, he's at Real Madrid, Skriniar, PSG. Now, so two of them are in Saudi. I think the issue with Trent is that Trent's the way he's played fullback is unprecedented. So therefore, in terms of your wage structure, what are you judging him as? Are you judging him as a fullback? If you are, him getting paid salary money is ridiculous. Are you judging him as just a creative player based on his talent? So then it's not as ridiculous. But then equally, if you're judging him, say, as like a wide player in terms of his stats, then those stats still aren't equating to 350 grand a week. If he's getting 25 assists a season, it's a bit different. So I think it's very hard for the club to. I think Trent's the hardest one for them to make a decision on what he should be getting. You then also are in the position of, with the whole PSR rules and the rest of it, if we don't give him the money and he leaves on a free, that would be massive for the club's accounts. Woo. Because he's just pure profit if we were to sell him. So do you pay him a little bit more so that you don't lose him on a free? So I think it's tricky, man, because like we said in it, like, how do you put value on Trent? I think also as well, going back to the point Stoney said, Paul Scholes actually made this point, I think it was yesterday on the overlap. I haven't watched it yet, but I saw the news clippings of it. You can see in a couple of our games, especially against Man U, Trent's going for ambitious balls and Slot wants him just to keep it. There's a few occasions in games where you can see Slot's just like, that weren't the time. Not every, like, almost just keep the ball ticking and almost I think Slot's trying to almost make Trent, rather than hitting 8 ambitious passes a game, I want you to hit 4, but those 4 are going to lead to 2 goals. I want you to time a bit more, so almost kind of refine his game a little bit. So I almost think to myself, Slot's probably thinking to himself, like, Trent, you've got to start doing what I want you to do, because you're almost kind of like, not compromising, that's the wrong word, but you're putting the team under pressure by losing the ball too much. So I'm not necessarily sure if Slot wants to give him 350 grand a week either. So I think it's tricky one, man. It's hard one. I think Trent's the hardest one.
Definitely. It is a hard one. Prince.
I'm thinking about this one. It's a bit of a two-toned kind of answer, because the first answer is, well, he's 25, he's homegrown, he's the ability that he is, and he's going to evolve and he's going to get better. So you know what? The club, if you're serious about him, whatever he wants, give him what he wants. The other side of things is maybe he's trying to test Liverpool's resolve in respect of, well, this is what I want. I'm telling you what I want, what I think I deserve. It's now over to you to now come forward with an offer. And I think it's one of those, if they don't come up with an offer, then I agree with Stoney. He's going to go, I can see that 66 number popping up on the Real Madrid shirt. Or it's a fact of Liverpool are going to say, right, we're going to invest in what we've got. He's a future, I think hopefully he's a future skipper. I think Slot. I think Slot. In a little bit of a way, I disagree with Doctor in regards to, I think Slot thinks, I've got an open canvas here. We can go any which way we can with this guy, because this guy pops up in places that no other right back I've seen at the moment can do. And furthermore, I think in the last few months, since Slot's taken over, I've seen some defensive improvements with Trent.
Absolutely agree with that. Absolutely agree. You can almost, but it almost feels like the improvement of his defensive work hasn't even been technical or tactical. It feels like he's just trying harder.
Yeah. Like have you? Yeah. Did you see everyone? Like you can see it now. It's a pattern. When Liverpool lose the ball, everybody is expected to get back and do a recovery run.
Mo included.
Yes, everybody. So if he's not invested in it, then I don't think you'll see him last very long. Although in the last few games, I've seen a difference in him. If attacking wise, we kind of got a good idea what Trent does. Defensive wise, that's what I've been looking at, and maybe because it coincides with Liverpool's change of shape, and we're a bit more sturdier, and a little bit more, got a little bit more strength. And furthermore, his defending's got better in regards to his anticipation, his defending, his jockeying, his tackling, his decision making off the ball. I've seen some really good improvements. So yeah, for me, it's a two-toned answer. It's either Liverpool, he's told you what he wants, invest in him, go and keep him, or don't invest in him, he'll be off to Madrid.
Okay, question to the three of you, and this is for Artie as well. What number is too high?
What number is what?
What number in terms of his wages is too high? Bearing in mind two things, just when you answer the question, right? Obviously, VVD's on what, 220, and Mo's on 350, yeah. So you could argue that Mo was almost going to break the wage ceiling because of just the disparity with the wages. But I think because of Mo's numbers, I think you could almost sell it to the rest of the players. Okay, this is our wage ceiling. Mo's a bit of a different case. Like, Mo's different. And I think potentially the squad had buy-in to that. I don't know if the squad responds to Trent being on elevated wages and then being, that's okay if he's getting that because that's Trent. I don't think, well, I could be wrong, but I don't know if, I personally think if Trent gets a certain wage, that raises the wage limit of the rest of the players, in my opinion. I don't think they see Trent as some kind of unicorn guy like Mo. That's just my view. So, with that in mind, what number a week is too high? And are you saying, okay, bruv, innit, like, can't do it?
Okay, for me personally, I would say I would go in for him about, say, let's give him 250.
Okay,
That's what I'd say.
max 250 for you.
Yeah, 250 for me. Doesn't need to be on more than that right now. And if anything, the rest, if anything, you want to add anything on, it's got to be incentives, performance related bonuses.
Like jockeying and closing down your winger.
Yeah.
Forget assists. Jockeying and closing down.
Yeah.
Winning jewels.
Yep. That's what I would go. That's me anyway.
250. Preds, what's yours?
I would go and say 325.
Ooh,
Okay.
Big figures. All right. Tony?
I don't even know how much is he on at the moment. I have no idea what he's on.
180.
He's on 180.
180.
So I think if he's the case, and if he's on 180 at the moment, and he's going to be looking for his new salary, he's probably going to be looking for at least a minimum of 250. Does anybody know when he signed his last contract? Is anyone aware of when that may have been?
4 years ago.
Oh, okay then. All right. Okay.
I think it was less than that, but I think he would. So I think he would have signed on improved terms, but they didn't extend the contract. I believe. I could be wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right.
That's right. He got a wage rise. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
you're correct.
But not an extension
All right.
in duration of it.
Yeah.
Nah.
Cool.
All right. So here we go. I've just pulled it up. All right. So he's on 192 at the moment.
Woo!
Yeah,
Big
he's
salaries.
on 192 at the moment. Last year he was on 160. 2022 is on 160, and 2021 he was on 72. All right. So if you're looking at 2019, 2020, 2020 was on 72. So that must have been when he signed his new contract in 2022. So he's made that rapid rise to 192 at the moment. So you're right. He's going to be looking at least 250, close to 3 bags.
Yeah.
Easily, that's what he's going to be looking.
Mm-hmm.
And this is another thing just to think about, right? So is it Mo's contract, Trent's contract, and DVD's contract, right? That we're going to be looking at the end of the season. Watch this. I wonder what it looks like then if Mo then moves on, because we got Kaiser, but it means that we've then now freed up even more on the wage bill. And then that means then Trent can get closer to the 3 or the 350. I wonder if that's what he's waiting on as well.
But you know what? I think
I'm hearing that they all want to stay.
Okay.
These rumors I'm hearing that they all want to stay. Mo is apparently talking about he wants to stay because he wants to be 100% a Liverpool legend.
Right.
VVD's more than happy here and wants to stay. And I'm hearing that obviously Trent, because he's a local boy, I'm hearing that he wants to stay. If he's getting the money, I'm hearing that he's willing to stay.
So
if you see the contract. Oh, sorry, go on. Sorry.
This is saying what 320, yeah, and Stoney is agreeing with Freds.
No, Stoney didn't say that's what he would give him. The question you asked is, what would you say? Stoney said this is what he would be expecting.
Yeah. So I guess sorry. So let me rephrase that. If you're Hughes, what's the most you give him?
Right, Stoney.
250. 250. That's the most. 250.
Say he wants 300.
I'll say performance related. The extra 50 bags is performance related. Like Mo. Mo is 300, but the extra 50 is performance related.
See, and I'd go along with the same lines, like 300 grand, and then you've got your add-ons and you've got your bonuses and X, Y, and Z, which then bumps it all up. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think 300 grand, I would say.
So you're saying no, because we're talking basic, because obviously our contracts are heavily incentivized anyway. That's why our wage bill is so high. So we're just basically talking about your base wage, because the point, right? For me, it's techie because you've got what the club can afford versus them setting dangerous precedents. Because if you say, let's say Trent wants 300 grand. If Trent wants 300 grand, you've got to give Virgil the same. Or very close to it. Or are you going to say to the squad, Trent's an exception? But I don't think Trent is an exception in terms. I think they can stomach Mo getting paid different money because it's Mo in it and he's just being different. But listen, Trent, amazing talent. But I tell you what, if I'm one of them Liverpool players and you're saying I've got to accept him getting 300 grand a week, I can't be seeing Martinelli roasting him no more, innit? No. Wingers can't be roasting you no more, bruv, innit? You're earning 300 grand a week now. I'm looking at you like, nah, bruv. There's no more protection for you.
Mark is saying that Salah can't score most of the goal numbers without Trent feeding him. So I think give him the wage.
I still...
For Liverpool fans, Trent is the most important player. They want to sign a contract because of the local lad. If he was to leave, he could get the McManaman treatment.
I just think going back to what you were saying about the PSR.
Motaz is back. Bloody hell.
Motaz don't race Mo.
You know what? But with VVD, I think that the stumbling block with VVD, if there is going to be one, would be the length of contract. I don't think VVD would expect to be the top earner. Everyone in their football knows the top earners normally are attackers because they're the ones who go out, they get the goals, X, Y, and Z. And you've got defenders who are not notoriously, unless they go on a free, they'll get bumped up. I think VVD, the complication will be the length of contract. He's 33 years old. 32 years old? 33?
Give him another 2 years, man.
But then as a 32-year-old, 33-year-old, 2 years, he's probably wanting 3 years. Same with Mo Salah. Salah probably wants 3 years.
2 years, you could go Saudi, bro. Go Saudi and still eat a good food. and you'll look like a boss out there, same way. You look like a boss.
Yeah. I just think with the current way that this, I just think the current way that this PSR is going at the moment and the way that clubs appear to be cashing in on their homegrown players. And we all know that Liverpool's still being run as a business. I just have it in the back of my mind that I'm thinking Liverpool's just going to look at it like this. That is just money in the bank from an academy player. And then I know that there's a massive drop-off with the player that I'm going to mention. but they cash in on Trent, and then you just got Connor Bradley that they're bringing through. So for Liverpool as a business, you're just seeing money in the bank. That's all that I just keep thinking about. And yeah, maybe I've just got my blinker shades on, but I just see him moving on. I do.
Trim says to judge him on his contributions, and that's to your question, what you asked, Doctor, about how much would you give him, and that, and we started talking about this, that, and the other. He's saying judge him on his contributions. Remember when you mentioned whether we're judging him as a defender or whether we're talking about his attacking contribution, saying just judge him on his contributions all round, basically. And
I think right now he is second behind De Bruyne for expected assists.
Yeah.
So
Desby says, I don't like Trent's attitude recently. He thinks he's too big for the club. He needs to humble himself. CW saying that Salah's agent had another rant on Twitter before.
It's tricky, man.
Trent now. I agree with Desby. Trent, even in England games, walking around before taking the corner, thinking he's the best thing since on toast. I'll say to Trent, you need to calm yourself down at the moment.
You know what? I don't mind. I don't mind players going around thinking they're thinking, because they've got the ability to prove it every week. I mean, I think in this country, we like to slam down people with arrogance, and it's kind of an arrogance where if he knows he's a good player and he feels he's a good player, there's nothing wrong in that.
I agree.
I don't find there's nothing wrong with the arrogance. He can back it up, pure and simple.
I think you've got to give him.
Remember, only Suarez left LFC and progressed. The rest disappeared into oblivion.
Different context, though. I think they have to give Trent the money. I think realistically they're over a barrel.
Yeah.
Because like you said,
Trent loves Liverpool. He'd be another Gerrard. He ain't going nowhere. Trent loves Liverpool. You know, give him the 300 grand. Mo is making our club poor. This guy. If Trent gets the wage, then it's going to be supermarket line at manager door. What about me acting like Tobey Maguire, chasing school buses and Spider-Man?
but you know what? You know, all I'm thinking in my own head, though, right? If we think of it, right? Let's play devil's advocate here, right? So we know that Mo and Trent, I think, is Ali's on the highest wages there, right? If Trent then enters that bracket, who behind him is in a conversation, who's being able to get into the conversation to knock on a manager's door to say, I think I should have some additional wages? Not many. So that's what I mean. So I think even if, as an example, Liverpool were then to move him up to Mo's salary of 350, I don't think there's anybody else after that who can be coming to knock on the door and say, I need some more cash, boss. So I still think we'll be okay if that is the case.
Virgil and Alisson, really, isn't it? I think they're the only ones.
Yeah. And even if you think about Ali, if you think about
Cameron's on the way he is at the moment and playing the way he is, Luis Diaz might want a bit more change.
Oh yeah, he needs to get more change.
Yeah, I was going to say Luis Diaz. Yeah,
his wages ain't big as it is, so he may, you know what I mean.
He's on 90 at the moment,
and no one's seen him since. That's a good point.
The only time you see Rashford kicking balls when he's doing videos of himself doing the training by himself. Which you know what? It absolutely blows my mind that we all play football. We all started playing football because we love the game. And then there's some individuals who are blessed and fortunate enough to earn a considerable amount of money from it. And it's just crazy that you've got someone on $3.5 grand a week who's struggling in his team, can't get into the England team, and then he's resorted to putting a video on social media about him training. Like, sorry, what are you doing? What are you doing normally? Like, what is he doing normally?
And Prince, the worst thing is, for me, if you now were saying, I want to play as a number 9, those training drills make more sense. But if I'm just analysing your game as a winger, what you're doing those drills for ain't helping you, bro. Because you just cutting in from the left hand side to try and curl it top corner. It's just nonsense. Everyone knows that you're trying to do it. So what are you actually doing to improve your game on the weekend? Them shooting drills are giving me nothing. We all know Rashford's got an amazing strike, but just give me something else.
Yeah.
Like, where's the game intelligence? Where's the decision making? Where's the getting down the byline, the left foots, the link up play? I'm just like, bro, you're just basically doing FIFA training when you're just doing like the R2 precise button, bro. Like, it's like, I'm just like, I was watching, I was thinking, Rashford's got a good shot, you know.
No, he's got a tremendous shot.
Amazing.
He can
But we all
bang
know
a
that.
ball, man.
But
No,
we all know that.
he can lash a ball. Trust me. Don't ramp with that. I'll give him
The thing is,
that.
the Bray should be a striker, innit? Like you're 6'2", bro, innit? Like that.
Who cares about Rashford? Who cares? He got bun up the other week. Who cares about him? Let them go down, mate, with 350 grand and going online and doing all these skills. You don't see any Liverpool players doing it, do you?
No need, man. No need. No need. What's he saying now? Yeah, it's true. Obviously, it's not our fault that these players are on well overpaid these days. Lunatics running the asylum. Ooh.
Yeah, well,
He
agree with
has
that.
5K a week.
I hope that's wrong, you know.
It
But
needs-
I have
No,
seen-
he's on 90. Luis Diaz
hope
is on
that's
90.
Okay.
Luis Diaz is on 90.
I think when he first came, it was 55.
Yeah, he's on 90 now.
Okay.
Even 90's too low as well. But
Yeah, 90 is a bit mager. 150 would be all right still.
If he carries on in the rich vein that he started the season in, then he's got to be looking at 150, like standard. If he keeps going, because I think the only thing that Diaz needs to add onto his game, and I think he probably knows, is goals, conversion rate.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. But it's true that we're... Oh, boy.
so, gents, just back to the Trent one quickly, because I just want to just clarify this. He tells you that he wants 300 flat. Like, Artie, are you doing it? Because this is the point, right? I think if he's got 18 months left or 2 years left, then we're in a very different conversation. Like, but right now he's basically got the club. I remember this is Hughes' first year. These man are over a barrel, isn't it? So you're under pressure. Like Trent.
I think I would have to do it. I'd have to do it.
Agree.
The boy is special, man.
Agree.
Who, Trent? Are we talking about Trent?
Yeah. He says I want 300, nothing less.
Yeah, like if the FSG want to show their hand and flex their muscles and give the supporters an indication of what their objective is, then they have to keep Trent. Have to.
That's a lot. That's a lot of money. That
a lot of money. And I'm gonna be controversial and say that I felt
yeah,
at times last
it's
season
a lot of money.
was better than when Bradley was playing.
Good evening to the Amateur Football Podcast. Nice to have you on board, sir. How you doing? I think it's got to be done. And like you said, you've got to show him. You've also got to show that, you know what, we are a big club and we can't just have these boys, Real Madrid and all that, just coming in and saying, yeah, well, we'll snap them up because you can't afford to keep them. I think we have to show, and especially players like that, man. I think we'd have to. Because the boy is special, man. The boy is special. And like you said, all right.
So he then
Bradley there, who's probably a better defender, but then what we're going to lose going forward.
So then you see that bracket there. Trent then becomes the highest paid defender in the Premier League then. On that 300, even if it's the 300, as Doctor was saying, right, as the base. Trent then becomes the highest paid defender. He becomes higher than Saliba. He gets higher than Gabriel. Get higher than all of the Man City mob. Gets paid higher than all of the Chelsea mob as well. He then becomes the base.
None of them players you're talking about can do what he does.
And that's what I was just about to say. Nate, like if he becomes the highest paid defender, then you've got to think. I was going to ask a question. What other defender in the Premiership can do what Trent can do?
Yeah.
Very few.
Like, you know, I'm struggling.
That's why
I'm struggling to think of one. Yeah.
Because I'm always looking at it like,
Hold on. You just said very few. Who's the others?
what can do what Trent does.
Yeah.
So, well, if we're talking from full back,
No one.
so I would say
There's that tumbleweed going.
Who?
no. So I would say it's different but comparable. I think you'd have to put Virgil on par with Trent. You'd have to put Saliba.
No. When we're saying we're talking about who's getting assists like that as a defender.
Okay, I heard that, but nobody. But then I think the counterpoint to that is about their importance to their team winning games. And although Trent is crazy important for us winning games, I think there's other defenders who are equally or in different ways just as important and whose value is also of importance. Because let's be real, right? If Pickford doesn't take out Van Dijk, we've got another Premier League. Because although he's world-class, Van Dijk, he's bulletproof other than that one injury. You can rely on him to play every game. Win percentage, something like 90% win percentage in like 5 years. Only missed games and only been injured once through that crazy tackle. So this is the value of it. So if I'm VVD's agent, cool. My guy might not get you assists, but I'm saying when he doesn't play, this is the win percentage, the amount of games he plays, the quality he's got, the impact he's had on the team. Like, you got to show me the money, bro. Because you think that you can do this like without my boy, like, go ahead and try, innit?
Yeah, but there's two different aspects. Because I mean, I think Trent. I think we've got to kind of specify it and go right. Like the most expensive right back in the Premiership. As a right back, who can do what Trent can do at this present moment in time? I get what you're saying about VVD, but VVD's a kind of a different kettle of fish because the impact and everything. Whereas, you know, Trent has a little bit it's not about ability, but Trent's got a lot more to offer than the centre half and VVD. You know, VVD's solid. He's got a great win rate. You know, he heads it. He's now showing that his passing is getting better and getting back to what before he got injured. His reading of the game, he's actually looks like he hasn't lost any pace. However, he's a human being, and he's 33 years old, and he's not going to keep up with the pace as a 35-year-old. So then he's going to be relying on his ability in regards to reading the game and his experience.
Listen, VVD, you tell me how much times VVD has to show his pace, even his prime. He doesn't because he reads the game so well.
Yeah.
He doesn't. So I'm not worried about that, him getting on and losing a bit of pace because he doesn't need it because he reads the game so well. Even in his prime days, you're watching him, I don't see him having to really bruck a sprint like that because he's already over there.
Every now and then.
Yeah, it's very, very rare that you'd have to see him go. I can't remember the times that I've had to say I've seen him go flat out.
And this applies to Trent as well. I think since the year that we challenged for the quadruple, I think out of all of the top teams or the top 4 or 5 teams in the league, I think ours has been the hardest for a defender to defend in. I think what was asked of those defenders last season was absolutely suicide at times. So in a more structured defensive setup, I think VVD has even less to do and looks even better doing it because you can see already this season, I think Alisson hasn't made a one-on-one save yet, right? From my recollection.
No, you're right. It's true.
And in some games, he was averaging like 5 a game. So I think VVD will look even better this season simply because of the defensive structure of the actual team. Like these guys aren't going to be left just to like 10-on-1 basically. Tricky one, man. Listen, Like this is what these guys are paid to do, and I just think Hughes. If you think about it, like, let's say Hughes has had a brilliant summer where you've got Zubimendi, you've got, I don't know if it's Branford or whoever else you want it to get. I think it's a little bit tricky, isn't it? Whereas realistically, we've only signed Chiesa for this season. So now all attention's on these contracts. You're in your first year. Trent's the local boy. Like, if you let him go to Real Madrid because he says he wants 280, you're only going to give him 250. You're under pressure. Like, hard job, bro. Hard job.
Yeah.
Pressure job.
Give the boy the money, man.
You have to, bro.
Yeah. Give the boy the money.
Is on 180. What the hell are we doing? This was on 90.
Huh?
Nunes on 180. Can't be, surely.
So no, Nunes is on 140.
Even one. Okay, what 140 is not.
He's on 140.
CW says hopefully all of them stay, but there's going to be one who bites the dust, and I think Salah will be the one leaving, in my opinion.
You know what? You know what? Salah looks absolutely reborn.
Yeah,
and I think the difference between him this season to the last probably 2 seasons is that he's sharp. He seems like he's a little bit quicker, and he's thinking a lot more in regards to his football intelligence. And you know, the times when I've been on here and I've been grabbing my beard and all sorts in frustration because there's a pass on that Salah doesn't take it, but he goes and shoots and is in that awkward position to shoot. Whereas this time around, he's actually contributing to the assists. He's seeing these passes. He's contributing to the team more than is me. And I think we were happy to do that because he was going on and scoring loads of goals. But I think he's starting to evolve, which I think he's got. I think he's got the hunger back.
He looks like it.
Yeah, he looks like he's got the hunger back.
Or is he chasing the bag?
Hey?
Well,
or is he just chasing the bag for the coins?
You never know.
Well,
you never know.
It definitely spells that there was definitely something going on negatively between Klopp and Salah.
Or do you think it may well be as well? And I think you mentioned it before, Preds. Sometimes the players need a fresh approach. Sometimes players need a different tactical approach. Sometimes players need a different coaching environment as well. So you're right, we're never
different voice.
But the collective, and I agree with you, the collective, it seems that our club's benefited from it because the performances that we've seen in the pre-season games, but more so what we're seeing in the league, the transition, I think it's amazing considering Slot and the team only had 5 games to play. What I'm more happy with is the defensive side and the defensive structure. We don't seem to be, I know we've only played 3 games, but we don't seem to be in the position where we were in last season. And that was, we had to wait until we conceded, until we reacted. Now we just seem to be collectively just way more assured the way that we're actually playing, and the setup just seems to be more pleasing on the eye. But this is early stage. It's only been 3 games. So we'll see.
Good evening, Bingy. Well, nice one.
Bingy, what Bingy?
Yes, Uncle Teach. And easy Demas. Hey, it's not looking good for you this weekend, is it, Demas, mate? I tell ya, get a bit peak for you boys. Bingy says he agrees with you, Preds. Teach, man. You say Copper's got some movements.
Show it. That's what the people want.
Teach is not mincing his words, boy. I tell you, he's definitely
gets the people going.
Yeah. But okay, so we have Nottingham Forest coming up. They normally give us a bit of a tricky game as well, you know. Never an easy game against these boys, man. Don't know what it is. We never got and spanked these boys proper. It was a tricky game, man.
Because previous, yeah.
Game. And
I think previous. Oh, go on.
we've got a game midweek after that in the Champions League. How are you boys line up?
Oh, double-header question. Love a multiple question.
AC Milan.
Yeah.
Yeah, AC Milan at home on the Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
First things first. I'm just glad to hear that music back now, innit? Because that Champions League music, like I need it in my life, bro. I need it, bro.
I'm telling you.
I need it. That's the first thing to say. Who knows what Slot's going to do, if he's going to rotate?
No, I'm not saying who knows what Slot's going to do. I'm asking, what do you do?
I think
I don't.
So I'll just say quickly. So I think we play the same team that started against, like in the first week, in the last two games. Matt maybe doesn't play because I know he's had a bit of a fitness issue. So I think Matt might be the only one who doesn't play, and if he doesn't, I think Slot will play Curtis.
Okay. And Pete says Chiesa hat-trick.
It's coming
against Forest. So how do you think we're going to get on against Forest then, Doctor?
3-0.
Ooh, okay. 3-0. Okay. Stoney, Preds.
Yeah,
how are we going to get on against Forest, and how should we line up considering what we've got coming up?
Exact same lineup. I don't want us to change anything. If I was a manager, I'd be one of them throwback managers as well. I'm playing a team that's winning. Everybody else, you just wait for your opportunity. So I would be fielding the exact team that Slot's been filled in. And I agree there with Doctor. It's going to be a 3-0 victory to us. I think history can change itself. The last two games that we've played at Anfield against Forest has been 3-0 and 3-2 to Liverpool. So 3-0 victory to us with the exact same team.
Okay, before I get to Preds, CW says it's the same lineup for Forest. Then going to see Chiesa, Nunes, Gakpo potentially in the Champions League game. Preds, how do we line up against Forest?
And I think Mark Foster's read my mind because I think we're going to win 4-0. In a perfect thing, I think we're going to win 4-0. I think the difference this year, as opposed to the previous seasons, is that Liverpool always gave a team chances. Especially against someone like Nottingham Forest. We even lost at their place, a few years back. And we always give them an opportunity. We done it against Luton Town. Luton Town took the lead last season. You know what I mean? So we always give those sort of teams chances. I think the difference now is because Slot wants to control games. I think that once we get control of the game, we'll win 4-0. Then he can take off Salah, Trent, and Diaz. He can rest. The quicker we get the job done on Saturday, the more time he can rest those boys, and then play them in the Champions League as well.
Ooh, played him in the Champions League as well.
Yeah.
So that was actually going to be my next question then. Hold on. So, Bingy says, is Curtis available now? I says, yeah, Jones is back. Yeah. I'd like to see Tyler Morton given a go alongside Gravenberch. We should buy that Gomez who played for England. He looked the real deal. I ain't gonna lie. He says 5-0.
Jeez.
Not ramping. So right then. So considering that we've played Forest, won that game, what team are you putting out to face AC Milan?
I would play. I'll bring back Mac. And then I think I'd go with Darwin, and I would play Cody. So I take out Jota and Diaz for Cody and Darwin.
Okay.
I don't think I start Chiesa just yet, but I'll
Mhm.
probably give him maybe half an hour.
So Uncle Teach says, "What's wrong with these people? All these changes." And Mark says, "Keep the same backline." Okay.
Actually, I play Kwanzaa against AC as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think Kanate playing 2 games in a week because look, who knows the season with the new fitness protocols in place, but I'm always a bit wary when I see him playing
Yeah.
too many games in a short space of time. So I think I'll go for Kwanzaa, yeah.
Uncle Teach is making one change for the AC Milan game, and that's Darwin for Jota. So,
Darwin's time
Stone,
to shine, man.
what team are you putting out to face AC Milan?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. Once again, I'm just keeping the exact same team. I think the only change that I probably would make for the AC Milan game, I would probably play Cody up front instead of Jota. I think for me that would be the only change that I would actually make for that Milan game. Bench wise, I'm not too sure. But
So Stoney, so no
lineup,
Darwin.
no, not Darwin yet. But do you know what the strange thing is? Even with the Darwin, and that had me thinking when Artie mentioned about that. So Darwin Núñez's suspension's already started for Uruguay, hasn't it? So
Yeah.
So that had me thinking as well, even in terms of having those fresh legs and him actually playing. So even though I said Cody playing up front, I was then thinking about the bench as well. And if Darwin does come on, I want Darwin coming on the left-hand side instead of Diaz. It would be interesting to see how Kai's has been training and whether he's going to get any minutes now or whether they're probably going to wait for him to play against the Bournemouth game or even against West Ham when we play them. But yeah, I'd keep the exact same team, but yeah, just change Jota and put in Cody.
Okay, so CW says Forest had winnable games. To be fair, this is their first scary test.
Good players,
He
Forest.
goes on to say, I'd play the same 11 before the break and bring on Chiesa and others on 65 to 70 minutes. Don't burn Jota out, Uncle Teach says. Yeah, we have to look after him. Mark, same back line: Jones, Ryan, Gravenberch, Mac, Diaz, Chiesa, Salah. That's his team. When Stoney said he wouldn't make any changes if he was manager, I was like, so he would burn out players out. And then he said Gakpo and pigs were flying in the sky at that moment.
No. Listen, it's not even for me. The reason why I wouldn't make any changes, I just still like the way that that slot's got all of the players playing at the moment. I'm not saying the players that aren't playing wouldn't be able to step in, but I just want to make sure we've got all of those wins underneath our belt. And going back to what you were saying as well, the training regime hopefully is going to work well for us. So it's all good.
Brody, you looking at a new job, yeah? A local team can't need a new manager.
I don't think I'll get any more hours in the day to be taking on any jobs at the moment. However, if Carlisle are going to give me 350 bags like Trent, I'll be down here in a snip, mate.
Mate, you wouldn't survive the weather down there, Stoney.
No, for that money, I would.
I would, Wade. Trust
that
me.
Money, I would, bro. I'm telling you. You know the warm clothes I could buy with that, though. Listen, I could afford to leave my heating on.
Have you not been in Carlisle at winter?
Nah, I ain't, mate. But I don't give a
I think you want to take a test first.
No, listen. Set on my 350 back. When I look at my bank balance, bro, I'll be all right, man.
You'd be like shivering, but yeah, but my bank balance is all right.
All right, mate. Chiesa looking sharp in training. AC game, due to it being on a Tuesday, I play Jones, Endo, Zaboz, Mid, and Mo, Núñez, and Gakpo.
Yeah, he has to start using Endo at some point.
Yeah,
and I think Núñez needs to get minutes, man. I think, look, we're all going to have different views on Núñez, but ultimately he needs a start to see how he does in this new system. Him coming
just not yet.
See,
The Bournemouth and West Ham game. That's where for me that he ends up coming into the fold. For me,
Yeah. I like you. End of the day, like you make change. Like we're going to play on Forest on the Saturday. Was it Saturday? Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've got the Saturday. You cannot go into the Milan game with changes of players who haven't played 90 minutes yet. You've got to win in those competitions. You have to win your first. You can't lose your first game. You can't lose it. So to put people who hasn't played, who hasn't started, or at the moment, these are highly trained, highly professional players who get looked after. All right. And it seems like Slots is looking after people's game time. We've started strongly. Keep the momentum going. There's going to be times when the changes will need to come. I get that. But remember, we've only played three games, and we're going to have 2 games in the space of 4 or 5 days. They're going to have enough time to recover. And if you make all these changes, it might go against our momentum because you've got players who are up there, and then you've got players who are down there in regards to fitness levels. That's a huge gap.
fair point.
Yeah, it's a fair point. It is a fair point.
So let me get this right. So just to summarize, and I'll be controversial here. So Stoney's basically saying that Darwin Núñez is now our third choice striker. So so the club's record signing is now a fair choice striker. Just putting it out there.
I don't mind.
And Prez is saying basically that Darwin can't play against AC Milan. So like
No, he's not saying he can't play.
No, not saying he can't play.
He's saying
I'm saying that if you start that game, and you know nowadays with the amount of subs that are now allowed to play, a team is really the same as when it started the game. Very rare.
We saw the visuals, like if you're on YouTube, Brett said certain players are up here and other players are down here. So basically saying
in regard to fitness level, max fitness level.
The guy's fit, man. The guy's fit. You're basically saying like you just don't rate him, and that's fine, bro. You're saying
no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not a case of not. No, for me, if we go back through go through. No, I've been one of his avid supporters. However, at the moment, we've got this snowball going, this snowball momentum going, and it seems to be getting bigger. And the players at the moment are in the kind of they're in the moment at the moment. They're in the moment, and I think if we do too many changes, I think that might spoil our momentum.
I hear what you're saying, and on the flip side of that, I'm not disagreeing. I'm not agreeing. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Sometimes those players they're on a bench are chomping at the bit and dying to go, hungry. But they got a point to prove. I don't want to be on the bench.
And players like that generally are better coming off being an impact sub, coming on and having that 30 minutes impact of high intensity, because you know if they haven't played, if they start the game, they're probably going to blow up in the first 20, 25 minutes. And then it's going to be a case of, okay, right, I need to get my second breath back. Yeah, and then I go again.
Pro footballers, they're training all week, bro. You get your second win, you're good to go, fam. Come on. We know match fitness to training fitness, 2 different elements. Yeah. 2 different elements. We know as a pro, as a baller, you know when you're playing and you get that second win, bro. Now you feel like, listen, when the final whistle goes, you're vexed. You still feel like I could play another game.
Yeah, but the players at the moment who are playing and getting the second wins earlier in the game, we don't lose them because they're fit, their match fitness is there, and they get their second breath. But then it will take, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes of the moment. If you, for example, Darwin Núñez hasn't started the game yet. When he gets his second breath, we will lose him for about 5 to 7 to 8 minutes because he's recovering. I know he's recovering because of the high intensity of the games, and we will lose him for a period of time before he gets back again. And we can't afford to do that in the first half. But in the second half, if you put him on for 30 minutes and he runs around, I think it helps him.
Funny how Preds was fighting in the Nunes debate while Stoney was like, I'm not having a bit of that. You're on your own.
No,
It's
I
had 2
still.
seasons now to prove like he ain't hit the target. Teach makes
Still
a
gonna
good
come
point.
good.
First of all, Jota was crap against United. I agree with that. You cannot play 2 games a week. Let him play FIFA and start Darwin on Saturday. Play Jota on Tuesday. Use the squad appropriately.
And this is the beauty of opinions, isn't it?
Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
It's the sheer
I don't
beauty of
think it's a bad
opinions.
point.
No, I think it's a good point, and I think it's a great point, and something that he's probably going to do in November, December, January. At this moment in time, I think this group of players that he's got starting at the moment, like I said, if we do well and we do the job, are we playing at home against Milan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, we're playing away.
Milan, yeah.
We're playing away against Milan.
Yeah. So, and you know what? I think Slot has.
We're playing away.
Well,
the first
we're
game,
playing
first
away.
leg's away. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and Slot has impressed me in regards to his substitutions, in regards to how many people play so many minutes, X, Y, and Z. And I think that it's so detailed like that.
Yeah,
It's so detailed like that.
It is. Yeah, no, he's got a plan, man. Look,
He's definitely got a plan.
It's just gonna be interesting just to see how he uses Nunes still, because as much as I don't think Nunes should be starting, I do agree with Cheech from the perspective of I think we need to rotate the number 9, especially within the context of Jota's injury problems.
Exactly.
And I just think it comes down to basic maths to me, innit? Darwin is the club's record signing. The club aren't signing Nunes to be a bench boy, innit? So if you can't get past Jota, you need to go. It's as simple as that for me. So realistically, he needs to be given a chance to see how he does on the slot. When Slot does that, I'm unsure. I think he needs to be given a chance, but we know what he could potentially do. So I think he needs to be given that opportunity, man. Is it too early in the season? Maybe. But I also share Stoney's views in that I don't always think that Darwin starts if Jota doesn't play. So it's interesting times ahead, man.
But there's the other side of it. He has to deserve to play. Like he has to be working in training to warrant that starting position.
And only
we can't just.
We won't.
Yeah, and we won't, and he knows that. So if he doesn't start, or he's not starting, then it's a case of Slot don't fancy him. He doesn't deserve it because he's not trained well enough, or there's someone who's going to fill that role fill that role better. And it's one of those 3. And if I know he's our record signing, I think we can't just let him play because he's a record signing. He's got to deserve to play, and that comes from training week in, week out on the training grounds.
Yeah.
And bearing in mind, gents, we've only played 3 games, so
This is it.
we're just calm here. We've only played 3 games.
I think what it is now, the anticipation is there because the games that's going to start to come in thick and fast now. And we've been there before, and we know what it's like. Like what the point I'm going to make is what Teach is saying here. Burning out Jota is clock behavior. Jota will play and then be out for 2 months. I think we're thinking of all these things as well, because we know how important he is when it comes to a natural finisher in the team. We know how important it is.
Yeah, and I think Slot's got the detail in it.
Wow.
Is he? Bro, like Voronin.
No. He's better than Voronin, bro. Don't you ever.
Bro, Voronin went full.
Like, bro, come on, man.
No, he had a good career, Voronin.
Voronin.
Not at Liverpool, he didn't.
Voronin used to like one of them
not at Liverpool
WWE wrestlers, man.
Yeah, man.
He was Voronin.
Bro.
Yeah, man.
No, it was Klopp bus Voronin, right? At Dortmund. I said it was Klopp bus Voronin, right? At Dortmund. I'm sure it was.
Yeah, you weren't good, man.
Voronin blatantly was a decent player. I think he's hard done by.
He didn't do jack for us. I know that much.
Is that Voronin, did you say?
Yeah, like he went terrible.
The Italian boy?
No,
Ukrainian.
Ukrainian, yeah.
Oh yeah, okay. The one who had his and her leopard skin suits.
That's the
saying
one.
Gans.
Man said
Mark
I'm playing
Foster
Gans
is not
over
playing.
Nunes.
So you're basically
Sorry,
saying Nunes is
I can't
fourth
give him
straight
any more
striker.
time.
Fourth straight striker. Them Timberland boots ain't flexing, boy.
No, you know what? Like I said, I've been an avid supporter of Darwin Nunes, and I really want Darwin Nunes to be a success, and I hope he will become a success. It's just a case of we have to trust Slot in being able to juggle his options and pick when the right time is for him to play, when it's the right time for Diego Jota to rest, and that we can only put our trust in Slot to do that.
Do you think he will, Prince? Like forget hope and pray. What's that tune? Hope and pray. Forget hope and pray. Like, do you think he will?
Do I think Darwin Nunes will be a success?
Yeah. No. Okay. Like you think?
No. I think he will be a success. You know what? I'm going to be consistent. I'm not going to go sideways. I said it when he first signed. I said it when we was giving him when he was getting drama or getting battered, and I'm stick to my guns. I think Darwin will be a Nunes. Darwin will be a success for Liverpool Football Club.
And it's true.
It's just going to. Yeah.
I recognise that as well. That he's only come off the bench in the United game so far.
Brentford as well.
Huh?
Brentford as well. He came off the bench.
Did he come off Brentford as well?
Yeah, because like he missed that chance and it was offside. Remember? I think it was a cross, and then he runs too far, and he then missed it, but he was offside anyway or something like that. It was Ipswich where Slot chose to bring on Cody instead.
Got Gakpo.
Yeah. Cody's got a lot to prove as well.
The thing is, I just think Diaz is on fire, and I think if Diaz is on fire, he is better than Cody, in my opinion. But I do see what Stoney said from the viewpoint that I think, although Cody isn't what we would call an out-and-out number 9, I can certainly see a world where Slot prefers Cody's link-up play and game intelligence through the middle as opposed to what Nunes offers.
I think he's a better finisher as well.
Yeah.
Nunes. Yeah, you have to say so.
Nunes, the thing with Nunes, he just causes havoc. And
he does.
Quick, he's strong. You know what I mean? He causes havoc, but it's what happens at the end of the havoc.
And I think this is what feels a little bit different, right? It doesn't necessarily seem like Slot wants his number 9 just to be causing chaos. Like, I want you to be doing refined movements, linking up with this person, passing it here, and facilitating the game as opposed to just creating havoc and getting the crowd going. But look, it's early days.
Nunes to be sold in January. He comes on twice now and done nothing for us. The guy can't stop onside. You know what you just said there as well, Doctor? You just give me a bit of food for thought, you know, what you just said there. You want him to be more refined and whatever. And maybe, just maybe, this is what Slot is working on with him.
I think he is.
Behind the scenes, and this is why he's not coming on yet, because he just hasn't grasped it yet. So
but you know what, though? Yeah, but you know what, though? And I think
look how my team is playing now. There is no way that Slot is going to allow this guy to come on and be doing that same madness that he's been doing.
Like caveman tactics.
It's just not going to happen for me. No way.
But I think Slot's more methodical in that. I think if you have a look at the games that we've played, the 3 league games that we've played, we haven't all played the same. Like there's been difference in tactics, and I think Slot's the type. When the time comes for Darwin to come in and cause havoc, I think that he's going to pick him.
Yeah, when we're playing Carlisle. Yeah, that's the time. Yeah, when you're playing Carlisle in their FA.
Darwin has to be more than just a hype man against certain teams. Like it has to be more than that. Has to be.
No.
I think he will, but But I think Artie's right. I think Slot's obviously working on certain things that he wants to be in that role. Because for me, as I said, I'm watching that number 9, and I just, as I said, the games may evolve, but it doesn't feel like Jota's taken a lot of shots up front. And I just think if you're playing Nunes and you're not creating opportunities for him to shoot a lot, I'm not necessarily sure, like, just what he then off. Well, obviously he can still offer other things, but I think that's his game, isn't it? He needs to be involved, taking shots, running channels. So I guess time will tell, man.
Just think of who we could have got for that kind of money.
It's a hard one though, because I think it's one of those things that the player themselves doesn't really warrant that transfer fee.
He didn't.
As I keep saying as well, like you guys have said it. I'm thinking of this in quite a selfish way. Maybe the suspension for his national team is going to work wonders for us, because it just means that he's going to remain at the training camp with Slot and the coaching staff. So I'm selfish in that sense. It just means it's going to benefit us. So he is going to come good this season. He definitely is. And just going back to that question mark about success. What does success mean to you in terms for Darwin Nunes?
Scoring a goal.
Wow.
Man said, I was going to say 20 goals for the season. Man said scoring a goal.
You got to start somewhere. You score a goal, and like Yaz said, the only way is up.
Man said Darwin Nunes is basically Davy Jones. He's only got one good side to him. The rest is so off.
Damn.
Gee, listen.
Yeah, it's as I said. I think
Darwin, if you're watching, we want you to do well, Darwin. We want you to do well.
I do. I want him to do well.
I want to do well. Just stop running offside.
All right, Stoney. He says assists and goals. To answer your question.
In terms of
what you said, what do you see as success? Remember?
Oh, fine. Oh, okay. All right.
So he says assists and goals. Big shouts goes out to Harley, free riders. You'll never ride alone. Big up yourselves, my boy. Yeah, man.
You know when you go back to that, who's that person? You never
Declan.
Ride alone.
No Declan.
What's going on there, man?
Calafori. Oh, Marino. Pete. Now, actually, I think you're still going to tuck them in anyway. They're crap.
I heard it, Stoney. Don't worry, Stoney. I got it. I heard it, mate. It was good.
Spuds are crap, mate. He did, Stoney. He did it. He heard y'all.
Hey, that's sweet. Look at him.
Oh, Prince, there's another one there, mate. 1 hour 22 around that time. You just remember that one.
Oh, mate.
Okay, so we're looking at a clean sheet again against Forest. Everyone's looking at clean sheets, a resounding win. And before we go, gents, how do we see us doing against AC Milan?
A win.
1-0.
Okay. A tight one.
Yeah, I can see a 1-0 as well, to be fair.
Okay. Stoney?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be... We're going to get a victory. I think it's going to be 2-1. Milan, they've scored...
Look at that.
Is that Chris said that? Yeah, I think it's going to be 2-1. Yeah, I think it's going to be 2-1. Milan have scored in all of their games so far this season. Home and away, they're scoring 2 goals. They're scoring 3 goals. But insane, as I said, our defense have been really good. But yeah, I think it's going to be a 2-1 for us.
And Bingy's saying 3-1. Mark Foster saying 3-0.
Damn.
Telling you. Okay. Peoples. like, share, subscribe, hit that notification so you don't ever miss. You get that reminder. Okay. Chris, you're staying here. I'm gonna have a bad day tomorrow. Yeah, it's Friday the 13th. Don't forget that. Yeah. Friday the 13th, Chris. Hey, Chris, don't leave the house.
Oh, was it? Oh, mate.
Chris, don't leave the house. Stay indoors.
Too funny. Man.
RD Free Rider says 2-0.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough one away to Milan.
Hard game, man.
They're a good team, man. They're a good team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially playing at the San Siro is going to be tough.
Ain't Tammy Abraham's gone over there as well?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, he
He's
has.
gone on loan from Roma.
Yeah.
Has he? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they got that boy, and they got
that could be a good thing for us.
and they got that boy on the left hand side, isn't it? Rafael, whatever the Portuguese boy.
Yeah, dangerous.
He's nice.
He's dangerous.
And now Loftus Cheek is still with them there as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Sugar, yeah.
Yeah, they got Loftus Cheek. Then Morata's gone there as well.
Has he? Okay, that's good.
Yeah, Morata's there, and what's that guy from Chelsea, the American guy?
Pulisic
is there as well. So,
Oh, and that boy from Chelsea, the other boy from Chelsea's there, isn't it? Yeah, that's it.
It's a good team, man.
Yeah, man, it's a decent team. It's a decent team. I mean, it's decent.
Good team.
Very interesting. But remember, peoples, you can catch all the roundup on those 2 games next week, right here. We will be having the good old talks, the arguments, the debates. It's all going to be going down right here next week. So do remember to log in to Cop Talk. It's all about Cop Talk on a Thursday, 10 o'clock, or when these guys decide to turn up. That's when we start. Yeah? They work on their own time. Trust me, but yeah, that's how we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. May I soon come?
Yeah. BPT, you know what that means. Yeah. That's what I call it. BPT, yeah? You know what that means. Preds, last one in, first one out.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you for everyone who's watched, and be safe. And we'll see you, Brian Breezy, next week.
Yeah, Bright and Breezy. That's right. Doctor.
Pleasure, guys, to be back. Come on, the Reds.
Okay. Stoney.
Yeah, this time next week I'll be counting my 350 bags down in Carlisle. So I'm gonna say just watch his face.
If you need an assistant, yeah. If you need an assistant, mate.
I'll carry, bro.
I'll be there, bro. I'll be there. Trust me.
That is good, man.
I'll be there. Peoples, I must say thank you very much for joining us, man. It's been a blast.